Today, the music reflects just how different life is.
I mean, it's just a symbol of success out here, and you know, people grew up having nothing, man, and you know, when you finally get a little something, you want to treat yourself to something, so that's the best way people know how to represent it.
But at what point does truth-telling become parody and exploitation? Adding to that, public beef between rap stars.
You got tipping on fofos in your answer machine? Wow.
Yeah.
Mike Jones, I mean, I had my problems with him, but like I said, that was in the past, you know. I felt like he kind of got involved in some stuff that he shouldn't have got involved in.
Let's say a lot of people might shoot at the big dog just to get the whole media to talk about you and the big dog, because without you hating on the biggest dude in the game, you wouldn't have never got talked about anyway.
In Houston, everybody want to be the king. Everybody want to be that dude, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of a competition type of thing.
People on the south side used to just ride candy red cars, and people on the north side would ride candy blue, and that just showed the separation between both sides.
You don't know about Michael Wassup, you don't know about DJ Screw.
Next thing you know, you got these two different groups, you know what I'm saying, just rising up in Houston, you know, both doing the Screw and Chop sound, you know. DJ Screw and the Screwed Up Clique being the originators of it, and I guess you could say Swisha House and the younger generation being more of the imitators.
This is a nondescript building on Houston's south side, but it's the epicenter of the musical style that not only defines the city, but has led to a booming side industry in southern hip-hop.
He started originally at his house making tapes and selling them at his house, and then he was able to come up and open up a store, which we still keeping open.
We were just going, making tapes, having fun, doing freestyles over other people's beats. But little did we know we were building a fan base at the same time, because once those tapes hit the street, they're like, a new Screw tape is out. The whole city, you might go over Screw House and there's 100 people in line at the front gate.
It's Houston's drug of choice.
That's what we drink down here. We drink a little purple stuff, you know what I mean? That's just what we do down here.
Purple stuff in that blue drink.
I mean, I have to be in denial to say it don't promote it. If you saying sipping on serve is cool, you know, of course it's somebody, you're promoting it, you know, if you say this what it is.
See, it wasn't a problem long as it was in my community. But once it started reaching the other communities, they're like, oh, what is that? So now it's a big thing, like it's so bad, so they blow it up in the newspapers.
On November 17th, 2000, DJ Screw was found dead in his recording studio. He was 30. The coroner's report said the cause of death was a codeine overdose with mixed drug intoxication. His death resonated through the hip-hop community, and soon the north and south side beef began to die.
Eventually it just passed over, especially like after Screw's death, you know, where, you know, everyone was really like, man, what we gonna do now? You know, no DJ Screw.
Like, everybody don't have to be friends, but at the end of the day, if everybody's on that video screen with that H on their hat representing Houston, then it just looks good for the city, you know?
This cover shoot for the Source magazine is aptly titled, A Great Day in Houston.
It's important to show unity and strength in numbers. I just hope that everybody really appreciates what the game is giving us down here in Houston, the opportunities, you know what I'm saying, and not just taking advantage of getting the quick money, but taking advantage of the game to be able to solidify a position in this music business.
New at noon, one of the innovators of the Houston rap music is reported to have died. Shop Records says Big Mo died Sunday afternoon after a brief hospital stay. Big Mo's real name was Kenneth Moore, and he was one of those responsible for moving Houston records and artists into the national spotlight.
Of all these guys that have passed away in the last few years, there's nothing bad that you can say about Mo. You know, there was nothing bad you could say about Hawk. There was nothing bad you could say about Pat. There was nothing bad you could say about Screw. These are people who are genuinely just really, really good people, you know. So when you see stuff like this happen to a person like him that's good, doesn't do anything to hurt anybody, it hurts a lot.
There has been no official word on the cause of death for Kenneth Big Mo Moore.
7:29, a well-known Houston rapper is dead this morning, killed in an overnight shooting.
The attack happened on Redfern at East Orem. 11 News reporter Carolyn Campbell is live at the scene with a look at what happened and the legacy of the rapper known as Big Hawk. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Deborah, Ron. Well, we just spoke with one of Big Hawk's producers, and he says that it will be hard to replace him. Now, he said that he was actually a working artist. He showed us a ticket from his last performance, which was on Sunday here in Houston at a club here in Houston. And then he says that he was also supposed to have a CD out with this particular rapper, Trey. It was supposed to come out today, but it had actually been pushed back to August. So he says it's just a devastating loss. Now, some of the sources are telling us that they just don't believe that Big Hawk was the intended target. They believe he was either a case of mistaken identity or he was a victim of random violence. Now, according to police, there were no witnesses to the shooting. Investigators say neighbors heard gunshots around 10:30 last night. When they came outside, they found John Hawkins dead. He had been shot multiple times. And one witness tells us that Hawk had come to this location to visit a longtime friend. His car was parked outside the home and still running when police arrived. Hawk never made it inside his friend's home. And friends and family insist he was just not a violent person.
I'm heartbroken. Just because of the type of person he was, it just don't make sense.
You know, someone that had a heart. You know, you have a lot of negative rap beef, but once you actually get to know a person, you know, it's sincere, more sincere, less than a lot of negative what people might think.
Well, if you're not familiar with the rap scene, here's a little bit more about Big Hawk. He was born John Hawkins here in Houston. He was a member of DJ Screw's Screwed Up Clique. One of his best-known songs, You Already Know. Now, Big Hawk's brother was also murdered in 1998. His name was Fat Pat, or Patrick Hawkins, and he too was a rapper. And one of his popular songs that went national was Wanna Be a Baller. And again, the producer says that it will be very hard to replace Big Hawk. Reporting live from Southeast Houston, Carolyn Campbell, 11 News.
The Houston rap and music community is reacting to Hawk's death. We talked to radio DJ The Mad Hatter at 97.9 The Box. He tells us Hawk was one of a kind.
One of the greatest guys, nicest guys you ever want to meet in rap, as a person, period, anything. Just a nice guy, man. A very unfortunate situation.
While we were there, the station took calls about Hawk's death. One listener got emotional as she remembered her personal connection to him.
Do you know that man was writing a song for my daughter who had a heart transplant? And I just listened to the news and I heard Hawk, and I just can't believe that that wonderful man was killed.
DJ Mad Hatter also tells us he believes this murder was not a part of a rap war. He believes Hawk's death was a case of the wrong place at the wrong time.
Friends and family of a teenager critically injured in a